You are tired. Not just the kind of tired that a few hours of sleep can fix, but a deep, bone-aching exhaustion that seems to pull at the very marrow of your being. You wake up feeling as heavy as you did when you finally closed your eyes. Your shoulders carry a physical weight, a tension that wraps around your neck and settles right behind your eyes. You might be experiencing sudden, sharp headaches that appear out of nowhere, a ringing in your ears that shifts in pitch, or a strange, fluttering sensation in your chest that mainstream medicine cannot explain. Your physical vessel is vibrating, humming under the strain of an invisible pressure. You walk through rooms and feel the density of the air, the bright lights of the grocery store, the noise of traffic, the chattering of people talking about absolutely nothing. It physically hurts you right now. It drains the life force right out of your lungs. This is not sickness. This is somatic overload. You are feeling the physical friction of two realms colliding within your very cells. Emotionally, you are standing on the edge of a great void, and you are feeling completely, utterly hollowed out. There is a profound loneliness washing over you, even when you are sitting in a room full of people who claim to love you. You look at them, and you realize they do not see you. They see what you do for them. They see the energy you provide. And right now, you have nothing left to give. You feel a strange mixture of intense apathy and sudden, unexplainable grief. One moment, you are entirely numb, staring at a wall, completely devoid of the desire to participate in the matrix games of society. The next moment, a wave of sorrow hits you, mourning a past you cannot return to, and a future that feels too far away to touch. You are grieving the loss of your own energy. You feel betrayed by a world that demands and demands, taking your light and offering nothing but confusion and chaos in return. You are asking yourself, why do I feel so empty? Why do I feel like giving up on everything I used to care about? Listen to me carefully. This is the spiritual truth of what is happening to you in this exact moment. You are not broken. You are not losing your mind. You are undergoing a massive energetic withdrawal because the divine realm has placed a hard, impenetrable boundary around your spirit. The exhaustion you feel is the sudden halting of your life force being siphoned by demonic structures and matrix attachments. For years, you have been the battery. You have been the spiritual generator for narcissists, energy vampires, and a low-frequency world that requires your high-vibration light just to sustain its own illusions. But your soul has said, enough. Your spirit guides, your ancestors, and the Most High have pulled the plug. The emptiness you feel is not a lack of life. It is the clearing of parasitic entities from your auric field. You are feeling the shock of sudden disconnection. Nothing needs your energy right now. Absolutely nothing. Not the drama of your family, not the toxic demands of your workplace, not the desperate, clinging hands of those who refuse to heal themselves. They are panicking because the supply has been cut off. But you must let the mind rest. The Matrix is trying to convince you that this rest is laziness, that this profound stillness is a failure. It is a lie. Your spiritual body is commanding you to stop. It is forcing you into a state of divine hibernation because a massive upgrade is integrating into your DNA. You cannot process this cosmic frequency if you are busy putting out the fires of low-level, unawakened people. Let them burn. Let their false structures fall. Let the chaotic noise of the world fade completely into the background. Right now, your only spiritual assignment is absolute stillness. You are being hidden in the spiritual realm, cloaked in a divine shadow, so you can heal the fractures in your soul. Close your eyes to their demands. You are safe in the silence. You might be asking yourself why the guilt feels so heavy when all you want to do is close your eyes. Why, when you finally sit down in the quiet, does your mind suddenly scream with 1,000 manufactured emergencies? Your physical body is exhausted, yet your heart races, your palms sweat, and your muscles twitch with the phantom need to fix, to heal, to intervene. Emotionally, you feel a deep, agonizing tug-of-war between the profound need for solitude and the toxic programming that tells you your only value is in what you can provide for others. You feel selfish. You feel like you are dropping the ball, letting people down, and failing your mission. This is the friction of the detox. You are experiencing the physical and emotional withdrawal symptoms of a soul that has been addicted to carrying the weight of the world. The Matrix programmed you from birth to be the eternal caregiver, the sacrificial lamb, the endless source of light for those who refuse to strike their own match. But here is the absolute spiritual truth, and you must hear this with your soul, not just your earthly ears. You have not failed your mission. You have graduated from it. The spiritual cause of this massive, forced stillness is that your soul contracts with the lower dimensions have officially expired. The Most High, the Creator of all things, has looked at your timeline and declared that it is finished. The era of you bleeding out your life force to sustain low-frequency environments, unhealed family members, and karmic partners is over. You are no longer authorized by the divine realm to pour your sacred energy into bottomless pits. The universe has issued a hard stop. The reason nothing needs your energy right now is because the divine has placed a spiritual quarantine around your aura. You have been pulled from the battlefield and placed on a mandatory cosmic sabbatical. When you vibrate at a certain density, you attract karmic lessons. But you have transcended that density. Your frequency has risen so high, the vibration of your light has become so pure and so intense that it is literally incompatible with the old structures of your life. Oil and water can no longer mix. The spiritual realm understands that if you continue to interact with the matrix in this highly activated state, your light will either be aggressively attacked or entirely consumed by demonic forces masquerading as everyday people. Therefore, you have been hidden. This heavy blanket of apathy, this overpowering desire to just lie down in the dark and stare at the ceiling, is your spirit guide forcing you to play dead to the enemy. The enemy operates entirely on reaction. The dark forces that govern the narcissists, the energy vampires, and the matrix agents feed on your emotional output. They do not care if you are giving them love or if you are giving them anger. They just want the energetic currency of your attention. By resting your mind, by refusing to engage, by choosing silence over explanation, you are starving them out. This is not a passive act. Resting your mind right now is the most aggressive form of spiritual warfare you can possibly engage in. You are cutting off their food supply. You must understand that the mind is the final battleground. When the enemy can no longer reach your physical body, when they can no longer manipulate your physical environment because you have isolated yourself, they will try to send projected, low-vibrational thoughts into your mental space. They will try to make you worry about the financial future. They will try to make you feel immense regret for the past. They will use the illusion of time to steal the divine peace of your present moment. But you must hold the line of silence. Let the mind rest. Do not analyze the emptiness. Do not try to logically figure out what comes next. The path is being cleared while you sleep. The bridges are being built in the unseen realm while you do absolutely nothing. Your only job right now is to exist. Breathe. Allow the cellular restructuring to take place. You are gathering the power of 1,000 suns, and to contain that much light, you must remain completely and utterly still. While you are resting in the stillness, while you are physically retreating and choosing to let your mind go completely blank, I want you to understand exactly what is happening on the other side of your silence. In the physical realm, you might be noticing some incredibly bizarre behavior from the people you have recently cut off or distanced yourself from. Your phone might suddenly light up with random, seemingly innocent text messages from individuals who have ignored you for months. People from your past are suddenly checking in to see how you are doing, masquerading as concerned friends. You might hear through the grapevine that a smear campaign has been launched against you, or that certain family members are acting erratic, furious, and highly unpredictable. You can literally feel the physical friction in the air when you do have to be around them, a frantic, nervous, almost buzzing energy that makes your skin crawl. They are actively trying to provoke a reaction. They will use guilt, they will use anger, and they will manufacture fabricated crises just to get you to open your mouth and engage. They are physically pinging your energetic server, desperately trying to see if you are still online. Emotionally, what you are witnessing is the total collapse of the narcissist's illusion. The matrix agents and the energy vampires who have fed on your empathy for years are experiencing profound, agonizing withdrawal. You must realize that they never actually possessed their own light. They only reflected yours. Now that you have withdrawn your warmth, they are left freezing in the cold reality of their own unhealed trauma. They are furious. They are deeply, emotionally terrified because they are finally being forced to sit alone with the darkness inside of them, and they have no one left to project it onto. They mistook your boundless compassion for a permanent weakness. They assumed you would always be the dumping ground for their emotional toxicity. Now, your absolute refusal to care, your divine apathy, is driving them to the brink of emotional starvation. They are not scared of your anger. They are completely terrified of your indifference. But we must look deeper into the spiritual architecture of this dynamic. In the unseen realm, your sudden withdrawal has set off massive, blaring alarms within the matrix grid. The demonic forces, the parasitic attachments, and the low-frequency entities that operated through these unawakened people are literally starving to death. You might even feel their psychic probes in the middle of the night, a sudden jolt of anxiety that does not belong to you, a heavy, dark thought that tries to infiltrate your dreamscape, or a sudden ringing in your ears when their name is mentioned. This is their spiritual desperation trying to hook back into your aura. For years, these entities used the toxic people in your life as straws to siphon your divine life force, harvesting your high-vibration energy, your love, your frustration, your tears to sustain their own decaying realms. But the Most High has severed the cord by letting your mind rest. By refusing to engage in their lower dimensional drama, you have cut off their food supply. You are witnessing a demonic panic. These unseen entities are absolutely terrified of a rested, recharged, chosen one. They know the universal law. Energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be redirected. They are acutely aware that every single drop of energy you are no longer giving to them is currently being redirected inward. Your silence is building a fortress. Your refusal to worry is forging a weapon. By doing nothing, by simply resting your mind and pulling your energy back into your own physical vessel, you are concentrating your divine power. You are moving from being a scattered, bleeding battery for the Matrix into a sovereign, self-contained sun. They are terrified because they cannot control what they cannot trigger. They cannot manipulate a mind that refuses to participate in their illusions. Your stillness is not just healing you, it is actively dismantling their entire reality. They need your reaction to exist. You do not need them at all. So let them panic. Let them scramble in the dark. You just keep your eyes closed, keep your breathing slow, and let your glorious mind rest. You have already won the war by simply refusing to fight it. The grand illusion of the Matrix is that endless action equates to personal value. But we must plunge into the metaphysical deep end to understand the exact cosmic truth of your current season. What is actually happening to your physical vessel right now is a quantum biological upgrade. Your central nervous system, which has been hijacked by trauma, narcissistic abuse, and matrix programming for decades, is being forced into a hard reset. The persistent brain fog, the heavy limbs, the physical inability to string together a complex, stressful plan for tomorrow. This is your neurobiology undergoing a massive, real-time recalibration. You are physically incapable of holding onto the lower frequencies of panic and survival because your DNA is mutating to anchor a much higher quotient of divine light. You cannot run old, corrupted software on a newly upgraded quantum system. Your physical body is demanding absolute stillness because it is working overtime, building the physical, neurological architecture required to sustain your new timeline. Emotionally, you are stepping into the most profound, terrifying, and ultimately liberating phase of your spiritual evolution, the absolute death of the savior complex. The Matrix purposefully programmed you with a false emotional identity from a very young age. It manipulated your deep empathy, convincing you that if you were not bleeding out for others, you were fundamentally worthless. The heavy, apathetic void you feel right now is the emotional funeral of that false identity. You are grieving the illusion that you could ever love the demons out of other people. The universe is aggressively stripping away your emotional attachment to the destructive choices of those around you. You are finally, deeply realizing the absolute emotional truth. The Most High never appointed you to be the sacrificial lamb for the unawakened. You are experiencing the raw, breathtaking emotional quiet of a soul that has finally, permanently put down a burden it was never meant to carry. Now, we must look at the highest spiritual law governing this exact moment in your life. You are currently suspended in what the ancients called the void, the cosmic womb of the Creator. The Matrix wants you to view this isolation as a punishment, but this is the prophecy fulfilling itself. In the divine realm, there is always a season of profound, invisible hiding before a season of unprecedented, unstoppable elevation. Think of yourself as a newly forged, razor-sharp arrow in the quiver of the Most High. For years, you allowed the Matrix to use you as a blunt instrument, hacking away at the trivial weeds of other people's chaotic lives, completely dulling your divine edge. But God has pulled you back. God has placed you into the dark, silent, protective quiver. The profound stillness you are being forced into right now is the sharpening of your spirit. The spiritual reality is that a massive timeline jump has been authorized for you. You are being prepared for an assignment and a manifestation so large, so heavy with divine authority and wealth, that if you were to enter it with even a single ounce of your old exhaustion, the blessing itself would crush you. The universe is deliberately withholding new opportunities, new relationships, and new tasks from you right now as an act of supreme, uncompromising protection. Absolutely nothing needs your energy at this moment, because every single drop of your life force is required for the upcoming quantum leap. Your only spiritual duty is to surrender entirely to the void. Stop trying to peek behind the cosmic curtain. Stop trying to force a worldly door open when the Most High has lovingly, purposefully locked you inside the fortress of solitude. The old world you knew is entirely dead, and your new reality is still being carefully formed in the dark. Let your mind rest, chosen one. The magnificent blueprint of your destiny is currently being written in absolute silence. How do we apply this profound revelation to your physical reality right now? The very first step is somatic grounding. You must physically sever the artificial cords that the Matrix uses to demand your attention. Turn off the glass screens. Silence the notifications. The constant buzzing, the flashing lights, the heavy, chaotic vibrations in your pocket. These are physical, technological hooks designed to trigger your central nervous system and pull you out of your divine rest. I need you to lie flat on your back on the floor. Feel the solid, unyielding gravity of the earth beneath you. Let your physical muscles go completely slack. If your jaw is clenched, release it entirely. If your shoulders are pressed up against your ears in a state of chronic defense, drop them. Breathe in the silence. Drink pure, clean water to flush the dense cortisol from your system. Tell your physical vessel out loud, "We are off duty. There is no emergency here." The physical body is allowed to power down. Emotionally, you must master the high vibrational art of the sacred ignorance. As you lie in this stillness, you are going to feel the phantom limbs of your old savior complex tingling. You will feel a sudden, irrational wave of guilt telling you that you need to check on that toxic family member or reply to that passive-aggressive text message, or fix a situation that you did not even break. The Matrix agents will try to project their emotional instability onto you, hoping you will act as their eternal sponge. Refuse the sponge. Let their emotional projections hit the floor and shatter. When that emotional urge rises, I want you to simply observe it like a dark, heavy cloud passing over a crystal clear sky. Do not engage with it. Do not analyze it. Let the emotional chords dissolve through sheer, unapologetic starvation. You have my permission, and the permission of the Most High, to feel absolutely nothing for their manufactured chaos. Their crisis is not your assignment. Your only emotional task right now is to cultivate a radical, impenetrable neutrality. You are the eye of the storm. The hurricane of the Matrix can spin violently out of control around you, but your emotional core must remain perfectly, beautifully untouched. Spiritually, it is time to formally seal your auric field and reclaim every single drop of light that was stolen from you while you were asleep in the Matrix. I want you to take a deep, slow breath in, holding the highest frequency of divine peace, and exhale all the heavy, dense, parasitic debris of the world. Listen to the sound of my voice. Let the vibration of these words resonate through your DNA, and let this be your cosmic activation. Speak this into the unseen realm. I call back all of my life force energy from every person, every place, every timeline, and every dimension that has drained me. I command my divine light to return to my physical vessel, washed, purified, and multiplied by the Most High. I revoke all soul contracts, all hidden agreements, and all matrix obligations that demand my exhaustion. I demand that all demonic attachments and parasitic cords be permanently severed by the sword of divine truth. I place an impenetrable shield of blinding, white fire around my mind, my body, and my spirit. No weapon formed against my rest shall prosper. No low-frequency entity is permitted to cross this sacred threshold. I am hidden in the Most High. I am safe. I am sovereign. And my mind is finally, permanently, at peace. If you felt this transmission activate the truth deep inside your bones, I want you to claim it right now. Do not let the enemy convince you this was just a coincidence that you found this message. Type "I claim my divine rest" in the comments below to formally seal this energy into your physical timeline. Hit the subscribe button to lock your frequency into this channel and join the global grid of awakened chosen ones. We are building an unstoppable army of light, and our greatest, most terrifying weapon to the darkness is our unshakable peace. Rest your mind now, chosen one. The universe is fighting for you.